Hi, my name's Becky Betts. I have Becky's Newtown Deli, and I just had a couple comments that I wanted to make about the corporation. People are kind of referring to the lack of a group on State Street, which is true, but the economy is such right now that I don't have much time to put into organizing a group, but we are working on it. And Mr. Galante, I'd really appreciate it if you would talk to my husband after the meeting, because we did meet once and we're going to meet again. And we're in the process of working that out now. We would like to have a group on our own, independent of a Newtown Corporation, because we'd like to have control and say about what we do on our street, because we're really the ones that are most affected by it. Also, you mentioned that the borough retailers haven't contributed as much as the Sycamore Street ones, but the biggest fundraiser and source of all the income, most of the income that the corporation has right now, was from an event that was created and organized and run by a group of borough retailers who busted their butts and did all that work. And that money should be spent on State Street, not 10%, because that sounds like an insult to the people who spent all that time. And I'd like to see that money spent on State Street, and I'd like to have our retailers have a large say in how it's spent.
Dave Callahan, Newtown Hardware. This meeting that was held on Sunday, I'm a retailer and I was not invited to it. Maybe I wasn't invited because I used to be on the corporation and I resigned from it, but I don't think there's a retailer in this room, I hate to sound like Bill Smith, that was invited to it. And the corporation is supposed to be bringing in residents from the town. I don't know of any residents that were invited to it. It was a well-kept secret. And I think if I were the borough council, I would probably vote to disband this group and stop funding it. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Tim Longoski. My wife and I own Mom's Bacon Home Pizza on State Street. We have for the last 9 years. There is a commonality brewing between the Newtown Business and Professional Association and the State Street group, the Newtown Corporation. I belong to the Newtown Business for 1 year. And now the management of the Newtown Corporation has taken a similar approach to my 1 year membership in the Business and Professional Association, in that it deals with and isolates certain individuals and corporations and companies and deals with others. So there's not a true representation for the interests of the group. We were also not invited to the meeting on Sunday, nor have we been a part of anything since the executive director was let go in December. We have no support on the street from a retail position, and we need that support. There has been efforts to do things on our own. Some people have attempted to orchestrate and develop their own organization to try to further that. I think that basically we need your help in making a commitment to see this thing through. I agree that, you know, having 3 or 4 months of discussion with no outcome is getting kind of futile, and I think you need to make a decision and move forward, but I think you need to move forward in an effort to help the retailers. Thank you.
Our feelings were offended that they weren't invited on Sunday. What we did invite some representatives of State Street, Sycamore Street, people who've been attending our meetings on a regular basis who we could identify as being involved and showing concern. Harry Betts and Becky were asked to come, Charlie, Lewis, and Bobby, and Lisa and her sister from the Nest were asked, and Charlie and Bobby did attend. Now, I wish we could have invited everyone from State Street and everyone from Sycamore Street and everyone from the Business Commons. We tried to invite as many organizations as we can. I think there was about 30 or 40 of them that were asked. As far as residents, well, I saw people from the Legion, they're residents. I saw people from Newtown Presbyterian Church, they're residents. They're not business people. Dwayne Buck is not a businessman. He was there, but he was representing the Exchange Club. We had people representing Rotary. We try to get a cross-section to get this across. Now, it's not to say that in the future we wouldn't do another breakfast, invite all of State Street. We would love to work with any group that would love to work with us. But I just don't want them to think that because they were a former board member, they weren't asked to come. That's not the case. But we worked with the people who were working with us at that time, and that's how we had to choose. We just couldn't send out invitations willy-nilly to everyone. We had to prepare food. We had to have a head count. And as it was, there were close to 50 people there.
Okay.
But maybe in the future, we would love to, have something with them.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for
I
clarifying.
just want to apologize to any State Street retailer. All my time on the board, which is a whole year and 3 months, I never heard of anything about them being under the umbrella similar to what the Business Commons is. We certainly need every single one. Bill has been there for, like I said, 40 years, and you need to count on people like that. So again, this resurgence or renaissance of this group, we need everyone to participate, and it only will make us better. I'm sorry for taking up so much time. Thank you very much.
Sure, thank you. Okay, I appreciate everyone coming out and speaking on this topic. We've spent a lot of time on this, but I think that it was worthwhile given the ongoing discussion of this issue. Does anyone in council wish to say anything more on this topic, or are we ready to move on? Okay.
I was waiting to see if anyone else wanted to say anything.
Oh, please.
But if not, if we're not going to move Julie tonight, and this just popped into my head, so feel free not to disagree or to second it, or not to second it. But if we're not going to either tonight vote on a motion to withdraw as supported, as John suggested, or to seek dissolution or dismantlement of the organization, perhaps we should appoint a liaison to the Newtown Corporation, at least an interim liaison, because we haven't had that since the new council took our place here in January. And Mr. Tyrell said during his in his responsive comments that maybe something could be worked out. Maybe we choose two of us to meet with Paul and Frank and see what we can work out between the council and the Newtown Corporation, in the same way that Bob and Gerard met with Kevin O'Shea and the folks from Council Rock Little League.
Are you offering yourself?
Yeah, I'll do it. And unless someone else wants to jump in, I might suggest John join me, but I'm also perfectly willing to defer to anyone else who wants to do it instead.